This feels like an old blast from the past versus new. I feel like Widow just isn't played anymore.
Very confident to take down Depp, and the Widow versus Widow is something we haven't really seen much of so far in the series.
Kind of puts the pressure on CAG, or at least on Depp. He's got a lot to answer for in this situation. It can be doable, and
you have to hold specific sightlines with your Ana, but you can potentially have more sustain on the high ground on here.
By the way, you can see the pressure from CAG's been good.
Kenma Hororo, though, speaking of low, has to pull back, get himself topped off. They're doing a good job of keeping the pressure on that Diva.
You see the cart sort of come up towards that high ground. This is when Talon want to get quite aggressive. They want to find an opening here, enable those two snipers. We're nearly up to that Dragon Strike.
Yeah, the Dragon can come out here early and zone them.
Rakes it across Teo. Yeah, that is a really nice use of the 1.27 nano boost.
Oh, he scuffed his jump.
Now, this is decent now from Teo.
Shouldn't be punished though, his team's too low.
Kenma Hororo who finds the back line out, and this is where Talon can't really stand up to the big dive in from the tank line from CAG.
It's only 300 HP bonus, but at the same time, the additional healing coming out of Claire is very effective. I mean, I guess if you've chucked that bio nade down, you certainly get a lot more HP. But for CAG, this is exactly the kind of defense, because now they've won that opening fight. They get to rotate into some ultimates. Kenma Hororo as well does now lose his mix, so that's a little unfortunate.
There's the rally out as well, and Kenma Hororo is not going to benefit from it. Teo as well as low pops the primal rage. He's looking for something off.
Double snipers doesn't play that well whenever they get dove here in server.
They need to get these connections. There we go, getting TYG just shy of a second. Dragon strike.
You make sure the snipers can maintain their line of sight.
But the kills are still coming through for CAG. Bazzy's now low. He goes down to the dive from Tyo. CAG looking.
Cyclops probably gonna hold this.
Strike doesn't save it to Talon. They're just going to have to accept the loss here.
Now Talon Esports, yep, gonna have to back out. Got some decent progress there. Got pick up a lot of particular support play, because Claire went down reasonably early, so he was solo healing. Still had a transcendence to play with.
Felt like the Ana didn't get to do much there, but if you're trading Ana pressure for snipers pressure, it's probably pretty equal, but that always benefits the defenders.
Oh, nice headshot out of depth.
Easy peasy.
His counterpart. Now it's all on TYG to get those counter trades. Talon is going to back off for a moment.
It's just additional slowdown. It's just more time for CAG to set themselves up to get closer to ultimates, nano boost, and rally against soon to be primal rage. All very important for CAG.
And Talon are going to have to fight through all of it. They don't have much.
Takes close to another Dragon Strike, which will zone them off the high ground.
Good catch on Kenma Hororo. Forces the self-destruct as he
So the thing they had before was the Brig on the high ground, which is actually really huge, because the Brig gets to basically stun the tanks that are walking up, and then they have a lot less pressure. But if you're able to force the Brig down, then the tanks actually lose a lot of their pressure. So he needs to be careful here, boosting in like he does, because he runs out of Matrix, and then he immediately eats like headshots, and he's discorded, so he just loses his suit.
Good catch on Kenma Hororo. Forces the self-destruct as he resets his men.
Yeah, the tanks are just trying to retake the high ground like staggered, like they have a Brig up there, but they don't, so they can't play the same.
Dragon strike rakes across him, and he's down. Getting out Bazzy finds that. Jeff does get one back, needs more than just that. And this is where Kenma Hororo does not have the self-destruct to reset the mech. Has to do it the old-fashioned way. Looking for Bazzy. Doesn't find it. This is good for Talon.
I think Talon should win here.
He still has a primal raise, so it's still very defendable. Buy some time for the rest of the team.
Oh, Gagora with the self-destruct. He scatters them as Tayo's off one side, the rest
Depths on
is
Tracer.
the other. And Persia with that transcendence, they're going to demech Kenma Hororo.
They can just out ult them as well, but I feel like positional wise they had the advantage being able to bait the tanks back into them, because they just felt compelled to hold the high ground, even though it didn't make a lot of sense.
This is it.
God, this is the last hurrah. CAG might just full hold here.
So would it just end up getting occupied, or is it just not-line shots?
Kenma Hororo again. Oh, Villeneuve though, down did not get to use a primal rage. Not great.
Like, he's too far out there. He lands one shot.
Come alive a little bit. Gagora's in trouble, stunned up. Getting topped off though by these healers, but finally demech.
5 seconds.
I think CAG maybe have what they need. They close out on Gagora. TYG, he's looking to come back in.
Two.
They lose Haru. Persia trades one back. Villeneuve, he's got a primal rage.
Yeah, that's not good. You need to land more than 2 shots in that span of time.
CAG might just
If they back, hindered
He had a lot of room. He had even sight lines on people, and he was just missing a shots.
Sticking to what works as well for CAG. Same thing that they used on the defense. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Talon are the ones who could change it up. TYG onto the Tracer as he was playing right at the end of their attack.
And because they're running a Tracer, you need to see that backline pressure. You need to be able to shut down Depp. I'm expecting both Bazzi and TYG to specifically be looking out for Depp because he has been the clutch player.
Well, there you have
Oh,
it.
almost one clips him.
Right into the back line,
Good
but
protection.
they're aware of that being the win condition for Talon, or at least a goal for Talon, an objective. So CAG keep it moving.
Yeah, they have brig advantage. They're able to can take blue if they want, and then force the tanks back.
He can get a nice stun onto TYG. That's an instant pick for CAG. And what they can do with instant picks is win the game.
He does still have to keep tabs on those supports, though, make sure they are staying safe. But this is where Depp can start to use that verticality. It's Talon who have to contest him.
The dives are in. Bazzi's
Yeah.
low.
Oh dear, but he does still find the headshot. Didn't go down. That's rough now as Teo as well.
So they want to buy time here. So something that happens here is if they have free pressure, so they have the brig here, the tanks have to jump up to like allow their Widow to take a shot. Otherwise, the brig stands here with her shield, and then Widow stands literally directly behind her, and then it's like this whole area is just now theirs, and they just get to free shoot any of this high ground. So the only thing that they can do really is try to retake this high ground so that then their Widow can walk out from here, wherever she's standing on this like archway, because it goes over here, wherever. They want their Widow to be able to walk out, and so they can actually have pressure on the cart and pressure on the high ground, but they need to be able to retake this ground on the high ground first, or have the Widow just change her position, but
We have to contest him.
The dives are in. Bazzi's low.
Oh dear, but he does still find the headshot. Didn't go down. That's rough now as Teo as well. Savagod, now Bazzi's starting to come alive. This is what he wasn't able to do on their attack, but showing that he does have the Widow making shots. This first
Cyclops
one for CAG.
probably overcommits there with their tanks
Yeah, this was always
and
gonna
out of
be
the
a fight
Widow.
for CAG, but no one said it was going to be easy, and certainly Talon Esports, they're gonna really
Or even though they're
CAG
playing against
as much
Mercy's
as
End, they
can.
want that
Stop
sustained
Mercy's
fight.
End. This is now Ultimates coming online for Talon Esports, very similar to what we saw on CAG's own A-point defense.
Backwards. They have the triple support. They want the sustained fight where they can fight on the high ground with their brig.
Maybe Talon Esports don't get good enough value out of these ults. That's one way they can lose this.
Talon, they have really got the Christmas tree going on here. Pressure on CAG.
I think it's
Force
Eden.
bomb out. Yeah, got Eden, unfortunately.
Okay, they can take the high ground this way as well,
Throwing out
if you're on
the
offense.
looking for the opening pick. Tayo's low. He's gonna go down.
I don't know why he's just standing there.
Does get that blank.
Maybe they're looking for a dive, like they're trying to gain information, but
They've still got a lot at their disposal. Throwing out the infra
he ends up like tanking a headshot
looking for the opening.
and then getting clipped by Tracer. I don't know what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to just walk up onto the cart, but why not just take the high ground from them? Like, they're in a position where they have server control. They can actually just walk this way, take the high ground, and force the Widow down, and then look for a dive after that, because they have Lucio speed boost. They can just out-rotate them.
Go down for that one as TYG does get that blank. Now CAG, they've got to decide: do they back out here? Do they wait?
I think they just go aggressive here. They need to get these ultimates out. CAG got to dive in. They got to force some of these transcendences, some of these primal rages. They have the time to do it.
Ooh, they're just playing mega indecisive.
Time to lose fights anymore.
Tayo has respawned, so he'll be able to rejoin them as the fight breaks out. They're still just looking for their angle in, looking like maybe they want to flank around a Persian.
They can make this rotation. Yeah, they're forcing the Widow onto the high ground.
That is a nice force out of CAG. Gonna use the rally now. It's looking to be time for their commit. Agora out with a self-destruct. Not gonna get any casualties from that.
Primal.
Primal rage now out of Tayo, but he's getting drilled down. He's in trouble.
Oh, save.
Barrier saves him. Savagod as well. Still is a transcendence if they need it to top him off. But Talon, they're the ones getting low. Agora out of the mech. This is what CAG need.
Like, they have server and they're protecting it pretty well, but I feel like they need to be playing a rotation game.
Getting Depp down is so good.
They're buying time to get like picks, which is, it works, but
Maybe it was gonna fall the other way. Even with these tanks low, they're alive. Kenma Herrera can reset thanks to self-destruct. Villeneuve's down. Talon fast losing presence on this payload.
And they need the tanks back in here. Villeneuve still respawning.
like Talon just has to like commit at some point though, because
It's gonna be a DPS.
CYG does get on it, but Agora is not gonna join.
there's gonna be that time where the cart gets close and they then just have to throw bodies at the back line. So
That's his second one in a very short amount of time. Res on Gogora, but that's all Haru will get. Gogora will also not remit. Kenma Herrera does get popped out, but that is the last thing Talon will find. And
This is gonna be a cap.
Villeneuve drops. The over, and